Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. Pacers up 2-1. I've been wrong about a lot this playoffs to the point where I thought the Thunder were going to win the series, and that made me go very last second, Pacers in 6, because I've just had a very snake-bitten playoff run. And I can accept that, and that's fine. What I don't want to accept is this overarching conversation that we're getting on sports, and in basketball particularly, which is the ratings of the games versus the quality of the games. Look, as fans of a sport and as NBA fans, we need to decide, what is it that we want? Do we want high ratings, or do we want high quality basketball? I know without a shadow of a doubt, Knicks Lakers would have insane ratings. It would not be this level of basketball. It just wouldn't. The Knicks and Lakers aren't better than the two teams currently playing, but we're getting low ratings because it's OKC and Indiana. And that's with SGA being an MVP. That's with OKC having maybe the best top to bottom roster we've seen in a decade. That's with Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton is brought back with a pure point guard. The way they run, they keep shooting. It's like, what do we want? I don't even want to sit there and overly criticize and say, ratings don't matter, because of course, the long-term health of the sport, you need ratings to a degree. You need people to be interested. You need people to want to buy merchandise. You need people to want to watch it. And that's how these networks, that's how we get more basketball. That's how we get more sports. The ratings do matter. But we as fans, we need to figure out what actually is going to matter more. Are we going to go watch games just because we see an old LeBron, an old Steph, an old KD, because we see the Lakers, Celtics, Knicks? Or are we going to watch basketball, and are we going to enjoy basketball because of the quality on the court? We're watching teams play amazing defense. All I've heard is NBA fans the last couple of years, myself included, complain about, well, the game's not physical. Guys are foul baiting. Guys aren't playing defense. Games are just up and down. It feels like jogging in the YMCA or an open gym. That's not what's happening in these finals. You're getting actual offensive gameplay. You're getting actual defensive strengths. You're seeing guys fight over screens. You're seeing guys look like they are fighting their ass off to compete play after play after play. So what do we want? Do we want ratings, Knicks, Lakers, Celtics? Or do we want the best teams, the best play, the quality of the sport of basketball? What are we in it for? Again, the networks have to care about the ratings, and I understand the fiscal part of that. But as fans, what do we want to embrace? What do we want to reflect higher ratings? And if you want higher quality basketball, especially if you're one of those people out there, and I know you exist, and you believe in conspiracy theories that certain teams get a call here and there because they want them in the finals, they want them in a certain matchup, then you got to believe that if you're going and watching Indiana OKC, if you're watching, I know Nuggets Heat was in a highly rated series. Like, if you want to watch some of these higher quality level of basketball games, these higher quality level basketball series, like, what do we want it to be reflective of? Because we can all make great ratings happen, but it's what we want to invest our time in. It's what we want to watch on TV. It's what we want to watch as the sport. Transitioning from that to another media aspect, and I feel this is important to say, Stephen A. Smith is corny. And it's not my job to go after people. It's not my job to say mean things about people. But Stephen A. Smith is corny. So, listen, Tyrese Halliburton, like a lot of players, a lot of star players, doesn't love where current sports media is. Because they know it's much better to go on TV and to make some kind of either hot take or to make some big dramatic moment that has almost nothing to do with actually analyzing the sport, understanding the sport. We could just go entertainment over all else. And while there is clearly a level that you need to be entertaining for people to watch you, for people to tune into you, a lot of these guys feel like that's all these people are. They are entertaining at a base level, and there's not much depth to it. And then Stephen A. Smith comes back, and I've said this multiple times before. He fires back with, well, my ratings. Well, I got paid. That has nothing to do with what Tyrese Halliburton said. And then this is the biggest, my overall biggest issue with how Stephen A. Smith portrays himself. When you are in media covering something, whether that is a sport, whether that's music, whether that's another field of entertainment, maybe it's movies, etc., you at no point will ever be bigger than the thing that you cover. That's not how this works. You are not, Stephen A. Smith, bigger than any individual basketball superstar. You are not, as a movie critic, better or bigger than any big-time box office movie. So for him in his response, because when he does these, he does it in the comfort of his studio with a bunch of other essentially yes men around him, because the way to move up at ESPN is to kiss Stephen A. Smith's ass. Just being real here, the way to move up is to be on his good side, because we know where their money's going. Look at how ESPN pays people, primarily him, and look at all the people they've cut and let go. So when he sits there in the studio with all of his yes men and goes, well, I've been here, I'm going to continue to be here, and I'm going to continue to do this, you are the problem. You are 1,000% unequivocally the problem. I don't care how much you make. I don't care how much ESPN wants to give you, how much airtime, how many years you're quote-unquote going to be here. And I've said this before about Stephen A. You have all the qualifications in the world. You've been to school, you've written on newspapers, you've done it all. Because I know that's your response to everything. I did this, I did that. Well, then act like it. Then act like it. Maybe a harsh analogy, but I guarantee there's some porn stars who are college educated. Guess what? Their college education does not matter for the line of work that they do or for how they present themselves on camera. And Stephen A., your line of work, how you present yourself on camera, it doesn't matter how many qualifications you have. You go out there and act like an ass, they have nothing to do with how you present yourself. It is the NBA Finals. We have some of the most high quality level of basketball we've had in a while, and you still present yourself the same way. You still have turned. I used to give Skip a lot of crap for this, the way that Skip took the trajectory of sports media because of how popular he was at one point. And in my opinion, he felt like with all the momentum, he crashed that theoretical plane. You're just as bad, if not worse at this point. So, again, we have such high quality level basketball, and us as fans, it's partly on us. Because when you don't watch these games and you don't contribute to the ratings, but you do contribute to his ratings, you're justifying him, you're inflating his ego, and because he makes X amount of millions of dollars a year, this is why he feels entitled to talk and act like this. Let's be better, sports fans. Please. Because this can't be our future. It's already our present. It's already our past. This can't be our future. Let's be better, guys.